Chaos is the only true answer. It certainly was the answer everyone chose in Starsector right after the collapse of the Gate network. Chaos immediately followed. I cannot even describe it, as there aren't any descriptions of the collapse. We know, however, that there were planets and stations which weren't self-sustaining. This made the topic of this video appear rapidly. Hello, I'm the Steel Merchant. Today I will speak about the pirates, our friends, enemies of the whole sector. Like independents, they really aren't a single faction, but because of game limitations, they are. Pirates are also a faction that rises and falls in strength. They may seem just scoundrels, bandits, and yeah, they are. However, at some point, great leaders, warlords, gathered great armadas and caused complete chaos. How do pirates come to be? There are many causes, but they all come from desperation. People need to eat, drink, to survive. Without food, everyone will starve, and civilization only comes to be when there's a surplus of food. With gate system down, a trader wouldn't be able to supply his business. He would be ruined, lose everything, with nothing to lose. There's only everything to gain. As authority failed, people had to take care of themselves. Groups of survivors quickly formed, some less armed than others. Did those people consider themselves pirates, bandits? No. They were survivors, and to survive the collapse, one had to do anything that's necessary. Only with time, as supplies of the sector began to stabilize in some form, were those people considered pirates, and began calling themselves such. Rather quickly, ranks of the pirates became filled with all kinds of rogues. Those who had morals, some kind of good in their hearts, quickly left this lifestyle or were simply taken advantage of and ended. Only the most vicious remain, yet even those fail. One unlucky day is enough, one wrong information, one attack on a too heavily armed convoy, and it's over. Even a victory not sufficient in scale can bring wrath with a warlord expecting more. Life of piracy is dangerous, unforgiving. Sheer amount of pirates shows us how bad the situation in the sector is. Pirates have 9 markets under their control. That's only 3 less than the independent faction. Like independents, pirates aren't a really solidified faction, but rather each planet, each station is a faction of their own. For simplicity, pirates are shown as a single faction in game, like I said before. Markets belonging to the pirates go like this. Kani of size 3 in Kumar Kandam system. During the second AI war, a mercenary company took over Kani. From their own, planet belongs to them. The planet isn't rich and is a terrible place to live. Piracy is a better choice for the few who live there than hazardous mining of the moderate resources on the planet. Garnier of size 3 in Corvus system. A harsh, dangerous planet, a home to no one except a few mining companies and some independent miners. A decent living can be earned there, but not through an honest means. Dawn of size 4 in Herbalist system, a dumping ground of Tritaion. Bloody mercenaries are sent there in the times of peace and taken from it in the times of war when they are needed. The worst of mercenary hounds are worthless, so Tritaion bombs the planet from time to time to show the strength of the corporation. Thulian raid base of size 4 in, well, that's obvious, Thu system. A station made by those who escaped regime of Kazeron. As long as the station exists, it has been raiding Kazeron and the whole system, thus the name. Kazeron cracks down on the base often, yet raiders always return. Those raiders can be useful. Sometimes it is better to pay a raider to get rid of a rival officer than doing it yourself. So even Kazeron has some use of those raiders from time to time. Lost Astropolis of size 4 in Maasuria star system. A pirate sit in Maasuria system, a tragic place. One of the 3 astropolises of Mariath turned from orbit in the Ludic Path attack on the planet. The station was taken over by pirates, scavengers, refugees remain on the station, desperates and bandits as well call it home. The station is doomed as radiation is hot in it, a place which died years ago, a living ghost. Captain Starworks of Size 4 in Isria system. At first a station of Erdani Utopia. It was taken over by Warlord Leonis, the first major pirate warlord. It was also the place where Hegemony crushed Fate Warlord when the 14th battle group arrived in the core worlds. From there on, the station is changing hands from one warlord to the other. Or rather, now it seems it has been taken over by Warlord Kanta. Persian League ignored the place and didn't pull it into the league. This pirate station is more chill than others, as they have deals with Logic Church and Persian League to cease excessive raiding. Quaras of Size 5 in Yimas system. A militarized world, one of two pirate worlds with a military market. Last seat of a Radani Utopia corporation in the Persian sector. The goal of terraforming this planet was to make a second paradise world like Hanan Pacha. However, that was never achieved. After Second AI War, the remnants of Erdani Utopia were crushed and the planet was taken by rogue mercenaries and other remnants from the war. Umbra of Size 5 in Asconia system, home to ARC, Asconian Revolutionary Council, which fights the Sindran Diktat, second military pirate world, is in the faction of pirates because of ARC's actions. Because of their conflict with the Diktat, solitude and inaccessibility of the planet, ARC has to resort to smuggling and raiding, one of the three post-Opus factions in the Asconia star system. Like Norcia, they oppose the Diktat, however, Umbra does so aggressively, not holding back. If they chilled a little, they would have been in the independent faction. Kanta's Den of Size 4 in Magic system. Although smaller in population than Quaras and Umbra, and lacking a military market, Kanta's Den is the closest to a capital that the pirates have. As the name suggests, it is a den of Warlord Kanta, the current queen of the pirates. Originally an arsenal station of Hegemony, Kanta joined previous warlord Loke and then took the station for herself when he was defeated. A fortified station with a minefield around it. As we can see, like with the independents, pirates vary. Some markets of theirs are more dangerous than others, some insignificant, some actually very akin to independent factions. Quaras, Umbra and Kantan's Den are dangerous strongholds of pirates, although ARC of Umbra wouldn't call themselves that. They are rightful heirs of Opus after all, or so they would say. Despite those 9 holds of pirates across the fringes of the sector, many stations of the pirates may be hiding. This shows how resourceful pirates are. Desperation leads people to terrible and great things. A ragtag group of pirates creating many stations across the sector shows how resourceful people can be. What shows this combination, resourcefulness and desperation, as well, are the fleets of the pirates. Their fleets are a combination of junk, stolen junk, remade junk, stolen remade junk, and actually good ships stolen and remade more or less by them. Their fleets are therefore a combination of low-tech, midline and high-tech. All of those of course changed, in quotations, upgraded by the pirates. As size of ships gets bigger, the more pirate they become. Frigates, destroyers, even cruisers among them have high-tech midline or military low-tech ships. Those, for example, are Wolves, Afflictors, Strikes, Enforcers and Falcon in the cruiser category. Yet their only capital ship, Atlas Mk2 remade Atlas Super Cargo Holder, shows that if it comes to capital ships, pirates cannot get their hands on them. Well, if John's Starsector doesn't help them. Pirates are a faction that uses nanoforges sold to them, like do all other factions. However, black markets all belong to the pirates. Pirates are the only faction using blueprints sold on the black markets. With time, if a player sold them, for example, a Paragon blueprint, he will see Paragons in pirates' fleets. This shows that somehow pirates are the hardest working people in the sector, the only ones using things that are given to them fully. I would personally like this mechanic to be implemented to the independent faction as well. With the few military ships pirates have, we can see that of course they steal those, but there's also a possibility those are remains of fleets of the previous warlords. The three great warlords of the Persian sector, Leonis, Lok and Kanta. Leonis is the first we know of. He came to prominence in the 14th cycles after the collapse. His fleet took Captain Starworks from Erdani Utopia. Leonis made an alliance with Alimar independent planet. This shows he was way more than just a savage killer, survivor and fighter. He must have been a great tactician, charismatic leader who gathered many cutthroats and all kinds of scum and brought them under his control. With Alimar as their ally, Leonis surely got many smaller military ships like, for example, Enforcers and Wolves from them. That's my theory. With those blueprints, the rest of the pirates got them, scattering them all around after Leonis' defeat. It's hard to say if fleets of Leonis were better equipped than the current pirates, or if they were the same. His time was closer to the collapse, before AI wars. There were many more planets, with them more to gain, but the collapse still happened. I think his fleets were better than those of pirates in the current sector. Still, the pirates were no match for the full might of hegemony which crushed Leonis. With his defeat, his story in the sector ends. Brief, without much detail, ended by a crushing charge of hegemony. Nevertheless, he is remembered because he was the first. Arrival of Wonsio's Lok, the second great warlord in cycle 160, around 114 cycles after Leonis, shows that getting even a part of pirates under direct control is hard. Lok managed to do so as he was an ex-Domain Armada officer. With his Domain era Armada, he gathered pirates under his banner. How many is exactly unknown, but many enough to be a threat to the whole sector. Again, showing us that a great pirate leader can be a threat to all factions of the sector, especially of former Domain Navy background. Lok arrived in the sector in cycle 160. He arrived into the sector. This means he was from outside. This man may know way more than we think. Maybe much of what Brother Cawthon knows is from the clone of Lok. Yes, clones exist in Starsector, and Lok's clone shows us this. Clone of Lok and him being second of 3 warlords tells us that his reign of terror was ended. It was ended rather quickly, which shows us that no matter how powerful a pirate warlord is, their time may come at any moment. And it also shows us that sooner or later, after their defeat, another will come to take their place. Jorian Kanta, the Pirate Queen, third great pirate leader. Is she the most powerful of them? I would say that she is the weakest. She doesn't control all of the pirates, she is the strongest of them, but she only has part of Armada Lok had. And yet, Leonis and Lok, although maybe more powerful in firepower, didn't last long. Kanta's den still stands, untouched for 20 plus cycles. Dynasty of Kanta lives in the sector. This shows us that Kanta's way of doing things works better than those of Lok or Leonis. She is slowly taking over all pirate worlds. I deduce this from the fact that if given a pristine nanoforge for her protection from pirates, it's installed in old hold of Leonis, Captain Starworks. Kanta wouldn't let some pirates not controlled by her take it, so I think Starworks are also under her control as of cycle 206. Gifts which can be given for her protection also show us more about her. Kanta is no fool. She is way smarter than people think a warlord would be. She takes 100,000 credits as an insult, as she does a corrupt nanoforge. What's most interesting is her refusal to take a planet killer. She knows having such a dangerous weapon, able to end a planet immediately, would get sleeping giants on her ass immediately. Hegemony wouldn't wait, and they would learn quickly of her possessing such a weapon. Major factions have their eyes everywhere, and John Starsector also likes to talk. Getting her hands on a planet killer immediately means her end, and so she will never take it. Kanta was Lok's right hand. Lok came from outside the sector. There may be things that Kanta learned from Lok because of her great support in form of a whole arsenal station. Kanta refuses the ziggurat. She calls taking it folly. She knows this ship isn't natural. This may be because, like everyone else, she is simply wary of this strange ship, but it also can be because she knows more than we think she does. Maybe, just maybe, we simply don't know. But I think Brother Cotton didn't steal Loke's clone to simply turn him into a pather. I think he learned what Kanta already knows. But remember, I just speculate here. Desperates, mercenaries, bandits, scum of the sector, and brilliant but dangerous minds. Pirates are way more than people would think. In the future, I'm sure the faction will be explored more. We already got way more with Kanta's involvement in the main quest than we did years ago. I'm interested to see what Alex does with the pirates in the future. I would like to see pirates fighting one another as much as they are fighting the other factions. Maybe with time they can become a unified faction under one powerful warlord, or maybe not. Starsector, after all, is a live game. No playthrough is the same. What do you think? Please tell me in the comments. Now, my thanks to you for watching this video. Subscribe if you feel like it, like if you liked, dislike if you disliked. Steel Merchant thanks you for watching once again. Goodbye. And if you want to sell things on the black market, get pirates on your good side, okay? Get on their good side before you sell them things. And especially don't sell them weapons. It's okay to sell them blueprints. Like, you sell them a Paragon blueprint, that's fine, because they don't have the weapons to, you know, put on the ship. But if you sell them, for example, a Typhon lance, yeah, good job. Now, goodbye.